Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes. All right. It is 8:29, y'all. It is not even 8:30 yet. But you know, the early bird eats the worm. Is that what they say? I think that's what they say. So I'm gonna let 8:30 come, but I am going to stay live while I'm sitting here waiting for people to get on. Okay, thank you, Instagram. Hang on, we're telling my followers to join your video. Okay, join. Welcome to the party. All right. We are waiting for people to get live. So for those who are not on the video yet, which is everyone in this world, thank you so much for joining this live video. I will be talking about college graduation. So honestly, I'm like hella nervous because, okay, there goes my Facebook ringing off while I'm starting this video. But I'm so excited to have y'all here. So I'm going to stay live. Hey, welcome. Is that Dawn? Girl. Girl, welcome to the video. Oh my gosh, welcome to my live chat. Okay, I think I'm going to need to put my phone on my laptop on silent. All right, so how am I going to do this? Dawn, hey, girl. Girl, thank you so much. Let me tell you something. I needed to remember that I am working with college students and everybody's not going to be on time. I should have anticipated that. I should have told y'all that I was starting at 6:30 and then that's why I was going to pop up at 8:30. Oh my God, y'all. Y'all just like, look, Dawn, thank you for being on time, girl. Just grab your tea. Grab your tea while, you know, we get started and we're going to have people join in. Yes. Yes. For me now. I did start at 8:29. You're right. I was a little early. You see, I was trying to set a good example. There we go. I was trying to set a good example for, you know, my future college graduates. You're right. You're right. I was so optimistic. That's all right. But Dawn, let me let you know something. Even if it's you and I, for the next hour, we're going to do it. Dawn, you going to rock with me for an hour? Girl, you going to rock with me? Let me know. Join me now for my college chat. If you want to. Brad, thank you for joining. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Oh, girl, see, I knew you were a ride or die. Hey, Brad, how you doing? You haven't called me in a little bit, though. That's a problem. That is a problem. Want to secure the bag. Brad, I hope you're going to be rocking with me for the next hour. Look, I got work in the morning. You're right, though. Whatever. The phone works both ways. I've been here all the time. Fedora, thank you for joining. Oh, my gosh. Yes. Graduation season, baby. Hey, Becca, how you doing? Oh, my gosh. Hold on, guys. Let me know if I'm screaming because I definitely have a roommate. She's definitely in the next room. So if I'm screaming, y'all just let me know. Hey, Becca, thank you for joining, girl. I see you. Thank you for joining. Hey, girl. Hey. All right. So I'm going to take just a few more minutes to let people join. Right now we have just a few viewers, and we will get rolling pretty soon. Thank you for joining. Shout out to Adidas for sponsoring this video chat. I'm kidding. Look at y'all. Y'all laugh for a second. Woo! At the graduation right now. Graduation season, baby. We're going to give everyone just a few more minutes. Thank you guys for joining me on time. Hey, David, or shall I say David. Thank you guys for joining on time. I see y'all. Within 5 minutes of this video being live, I got 6 people on. There we go. Don't you funny. Look, see, that's the thing. You got to speak things into existence. You really do. So you see the way that I'm just rocking this Adidas sweater. Next thing you know, Adidas going to come up on my timeline and say, hey, Makisha, we want to actually sponsor you. You get what I'm saying? You just got to speak things. It'll happen. It'll happen. It'll happen. Okay. Okay, y'all. So we're 5 minutes in. How's everybody's day? Oh, my gosh. How was your Monday? Hey, Josiane, thank you so much for joining. Hi, Sterling. I see you all on Facebook. So when I look at this camera, I'm looking at Facebook. When I look at this phone, I am looking at Instagram. Hey, Tamisha. Oh, my cousin tuned in. See, right now I got my family members on. See, that's how it starts. It's your family that comes through and gets you hyped up so that you can be good. I appreciate my family for being here. No, but seriously, guys, thank you guys so much for joining. I am going to be having a college chat because I just know that right now these are the most stressful times ever. I actually recently graduated from the University of Central Florida in May 2016. So I'm still feeling it. You know, I'm out here in the real world making things happen. And so I will also be in Florida next week. So I'm based in DC. For those who don't know, I'll be in Florida next week for 3 graduations. So the pressure is on. The pressure is on. Shout out to my ladies that are graduating. We are about to be lit next weekend in Florida. So thank you guys. Hi. Hello. Hello. Hi, Josiane. Hi, Sterling. Hey. Thank you so much, Tasha. Continue to support. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But guys, before we get into it, please let me know, how was your day? Can you give me like a thumbs up? Can you give me a thumbs down? Can you say that your Monday sucked? Did you have a great Monday? I really want to know. I really want to know. And you know what's so crazy? I actually really like Mondays. Yeah, I love Mondays. It feels like I'm having a, brand new start, starting fresh, starting new. And it's just, I feel so rejuvenated on Mondays. You see that shoulder? You see that shoulder? Like, that's how my shoulder is every single Monday when Monday starts. But how are you guys this Monday? Talk to me, y'all. Talk to me. I wish I had some background music, Ooh. Actually, no, that might be way too slow for the mood that we're trying to create here. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I asked, how was your Monday? Dawn said someone peed in the trash at her job. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my God. But you started a new project. It's lit. Dawn, we're going to have to talk soon about that project. For people that are joining in, oh, we got a thumbs up from Fedora. Yes. For the people who are just joining in, I'm asking about your Monday. Before I actually start the chat, I want to know about your Monday. How was it? Was it a great Monday? Did you enjoy your office that you were in, or did you enjoy the beach that you were on? Did you enjoy, if you're on vacation and you're still tuning in, that makes me feel really nice that you care enough to tune in. Thank you so much. I just want to know how your Monday went. I'll share my Monday. My Monday was, it was good. It was good. It was interesting. It was really interesting. But I am very grateful for where I am. But that's what the tea. You're going to understand why I'm grateful for where I am. And that is such an important quality in being a human and being driven and being, someone that wants good out of life. It is important to be grateful wherever you are. Brad, I think that's so cool that you wrote some new lyrics today. I was wondering when you were going to hop on some music again. But yes, that is so great. All right, in just 2 more minutes, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So that means I would have given everyone 10 minutes to get in, If I was a university professor, I would have been like, you're late to my class, you might as well go home. No, I'm kidding. If I were to ever become a university professor, I think I would be lit. Like, I would be a really enjoyable professor. I think so. But I got to think about that one because there's a lot I'm trying to do in this lifetime, The teaching is amazing. Hey, Robin, thank you so much for joining. Oh my gosh, Josiane, you say you love Mondays? Like I said, me too. I love Mondays. All right, guys, just 1 more minute and we're going to get started. 1 more minute Thank you all for joining on Facebook and Instagram. Again, this is my college chat. I will be giving you the tea for post-graduation. Like I said at the very beginning, I have 3 friends that are graduating next week in Florida, and I will be there. Hey, thank you so much for joining. Hey, LIRGDAB. If you can post your name, that would be nice. You know, I love to call you by your name, not by your Instagram name. But thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Yes. So like I said, I'm going to be in Florida next week for 3 graduations. So I graduated 2 years ago from the University of Central Florida, and now I'm rocking it out. Hey, Evelyn. Yes, girl. Thank you so much. I see you, boo. Thank you for joining. I am rocking it out in the real world. You know, I am based in DC right now. I just moved to DC 5 months ago. November, December, January, February, March, April. Okay, yeah, it's about to be 6 months that I moved to DC. And that is actually a very interesting story. My move to DC. But maybe that's for another day, another time. But we are here to talk about college students. So it is 8:40. I gave people 10 minutes to join in. We're gonna allow people to continue to join to be a part of this conversation. But for everyone that is here, I want to thank you so much for being a part of this conversation this evening. Let me tell you why. Like I said, I have 3 friends graduating next week. Obviously, it's probably a lot more than that. But I have 3 really great friends that are graduating within the same 3-day span in Florida. So I will be in Florida next weekend to celebrate those women. Also, because I am a recent graduate, I know the struggle of being outside of going from university into the real world, as they say. College is a part of the real world too, by the way, misconception. And I just wanted to share my experiences. I wanted to give some tips and advice because I know it's going to be hard transitioning out, and that is why I'm here. So before I get into it, I want everyone to drop the name, well, in plain English, please post the name of the university that you either currently go to or that you graduated from. I want to see some universities. Come on, people. Come on. Let me know, what university did you graduate from? Or what university are you in right now? And I can start it off. I graduated from the University of Central Florida. Hey, go Knights. Evelyn goes to UCF and she is a junior. Girl, I hope you are enjoying your experience at UCF because I surely did. But I will say I started off at Miami-Dade College. Let me shout out to Miami-Dade College. Let me tell y'all something about this school. So when I was in high school, people said that, hey, Jackin, thank you for joining. People said that Miami-Dade wasn't real college, but look at me who came through. Look at me who came through Miami-Dade and transitioned onto University of Central Florida. It truly is a wonderful place. And like they say, Miami-Dade College is the Harvard of colleges. Thank you very much. All right, so I'm going to scroll down a little bit so I can get to the schools. Fedora goes to UCF and she's a senior. That is my mentee, yes. So I have about 2 out of the 4 of my mentees on here. Where are you at though? Brad is a UCF senior. Shout out to the University of Central Florida. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for coming through. Dawn, she's finishing up her 5th year of struggle at Valencia College. I feel you, girl. Oh my gosh, I feel you. Sterling, FAMU alumni. Yes, FAMU in the house. Go Rattlers. Can I do, is it the snake thing? Like, do I do? Okay, let me not do that because I don't know. I don't want to. Let me see. We have Jackins. I'm doing very well. How are you? Jackins went to Broward College. Oh, no, he went to Broward College, and he's also a UCF alumni. Shout out to you. Shout out to UCF for coming through. What other universities do we have here? What other universities? Come on, I want to show some universities some love. I know the people. So like I said, I am based in DC right now, and there are a few schools I'm surrounded by. I know a few people at Howard University, so hopefully Howard U is going to come through. Howard U, come through, though. Let me see you show some love. And I am I'm also familiar with Georgetown University because that's where I work. So Georgetown University students, show some love, show some love. I love you too. Can I get some more universities before I actually start? Yes, shout out to Spelman. We have a Spelman alum on the chat. Slide through, girl, slide through. I see you. Thank you so much for joining. Ooh, yes. All right, any more universities? Any more? Any more universities? Hey, 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 thank you for joining. Thank you so much for joining. All right, I am looking, this camera, I'm looking at Facebook because I'm live on Facebook. I am also live on Instagram. So if you see me look down, that's where I'm looking. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Shanae. Come through, come through, come through. All right, so I am a little warm in here because, oh, excuse me. So I don't think the weather knows what's going on. Ooh, okay. University got accepted at Temple University in Tokyo, Japan. Yes, Jackins, hold up. Haitians in Japan, I see you. Keep doing it. All right, all right, all right, all right. Yes. So right now the weather does not know, I'm trying to figure out, is it winter? Is it spring? Give me something, should I walk out with my jacket? Should I walk out in a tank top? Should I wear some booty shorts today? What should I do? But the weather is not working out. So that's why I also have a sweater on, and I also have my heater on, which I can actually feel it. So I'm going to take off my sweater. And yes, I intentionally wore this shirt because I am a creator. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you guys for coming through. All right, so I wanted to have this conversation about graduation just because I know how rough it is to transition out of university and into the real world, as they say. As someone asked before, I was a business management major and I had a concentration in entrepreneurship just because I knew for a very long time that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I want to be working in business domestically here because I'm based in the United States and also internationally as well. Does anyone want to post up their major? Post up what your major was or what your major is. Come through, come through. Let me know, what was your major? Oh, excuse me. Yes. What was your major? Shout out to any business majors out there. So yes, I was a business major and I was also very, very, very heavily involved on campus. I was a part of Volunteer UCF. I was a part of Club Creole. I was a part of, wow. Okay, maybe I should have printed out my resume to look at because it's just, I'm just not remembering. I just know that I was really involved on campus and I couldn't walk like 5 steps without running into someone that I knew. So like, I was doing things on campus. Shout out cinema studies. We have a finance studies. We have a journalism studies. We have environmental engineering. What does that even mean? Like, for some of these majors, I'm like, what? How? But that just goes to show the beauty. Goes to show the beauty of people, how we're interested in different things. Thank you guys so much for joining in. I appreciate you being here. It just shows the beauty of who we are and what we're passionate about. And so I'm going to encourage you, study your thing, do your thing in university, because obviously when you transition out, that's going to be kind of an interesting path. But that's why I'm here today. So that was, excuse me, a little bit of my story. I was a business management major. I started off at Miami-Dade College, which actually wasn't super popular at the time to go to Miami-Dade College, just because it was a community college before it became a 4-year college. And so I wanted to originally go to Georgia State University or Howard University. Like I was doing my research. I was looking up who do I need to talk to. I was watching videos. I was like, I need to be at Howard or I need to be at Georgia State. I got to figure it out. Or I was also interested in Spelman because my mentor also went to Spelman. And I was like, you know what? Let me check that out as well. And so that's what I wanted. I really wanted to move out of my parents' house and I just wanted this brand new experience. And so I did talk to a few people who went to Miami-Dade College. And so they encouraged me to actually consider the option. And I was like, ooh, I don't know about that. Thank you so much for joining Samson James. I wasn't so sure about being there because I didn't want people to roast me. I didn't want to be made fun of for going to a 4-year college. It just wasn't popular at the time. It wasn't cute. I wanted my resume to pop. When people ask me, hey, what university you go to, I wanted to give a really prestigious name. And so I ended up staying home for the first 2 years of college. So I started off at Miami-Dade College living with my parents. So you can imagine, oh my gosh, you can imagine the frustration that I actually started off with, because I'm like, why am I still here? I have friends that are going out to UCF, going out to FAMU, Florida Agricultural Mechanical University. I have these people that are actually leaving their parents' house, leaving the nest, and just enjoying a good old life up in college. Because you just hear so many stories. You hear about how many people grow and they have this independence when they go out to college. Please excuse me. They have this independence and they go out there and they just do major things. And here I was stuck at home thinking that I was somewhat pointless because I go to Miami-Dade College. But if you know me, and like most of y'all do, the people that are tuning in because y'all are real supportive, if you know me, I love to make the best of my situations. Yes, thank you, girl. Same here. Best decision ever. I love to make the most of my situations. You'll never catch me in a situation and, I'm moping and I'm like, what am I going to do? Probably for the first 5 minutes of being in that situation, I'm a little upset. But I ended up saying, hey, thank you for joining. I ended up looking at my situation and saying, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to make the most of my college experience no matter what. So I knew that I needed a job when I got into college. I was like, yes, I do live with my parents, but I also want to have, some level. I want some income to flow through. I want some income to hit my bank account. Just because I live with my parents doesn't mean that I need to be broke like a joke. So I found the Institute for Civic Engagement and Democracy on campus, on Miami-Dade Wilson campus specifically. And so literally every other day I would go into their office and I'll say, hey, hi, my name is Makisha. I'm just, I just want to say hi. I just want to come through, because friendliness rocks. And so I just kept on coming. Next thing you know, they're looking for a civic ambassador. And I was like, hold up, I'm a go-getter. Hey, Nemo, thank you so much for joining. I'm a go-getter. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be working here. Y'all going to hire me pretty much because that's what I do. I walk in a place and I say, y'all are going to hire me. And so I ended up getting a job in the Institute for Civic Engagement and Democracy as a civic ambassador. So I got to plan different events with them, encourage students to get involved in the community as well as on campus. So I was the person that you always saw in the, what do they call that area? I guess you can say like the courtyard. I was one of those people that was always there, always fundraising, always trying to get people involved. And then I found Strong Women, Strong Girls, and that was my life at Miami-Dade College. I was like, oh my gosh, I get to mentor elementary school girls. I get to make an impact in the greater community. Ooh, I need to be doing this. And so it's so funny, the promotion for the organization was, do you want to be America's Next Top Role Model? And I was like, hold up, I watch America's Next Top Model. I want to be America's Next Top Role Model. Oh my God. Woo, I'm just so corny like that. So I was like, I want to make an impact. And so that was one of the ways that I got really involved on campus. One thing that I didn't know was that getting involved on campus was going to prepare me for the real world. The real world that I'm in now. For those who are just joining, I'm talking a little bit about my story and where I got started off in college, and I'm going to get into it about what to expect post-graduation. So this is a little bit of my story. And so after this, I will go ahead and answer some of the questions that you all had, and then that will be a wrap. But thank you all for being here so far. So like I was saying, I was a mentor with Strong Girls, and that's when I transitioned off to UCF, and I graduated 2 years ago in May 2016. Shout out to class of 2016. Okay, so here's the thing though. Here's why we're here. I know there's some of you that are graduating in just a few weeks, but you don't know what the hell you are going to do with your life. Hey, Kathleen, thank you so much for joining. You don't know what the hell you're going to do with your life. You know, you have friends. You have friends that just received their offer. Here's the thing. It's a few graduates that you have here. You have some graduates who just received their offer. They have their shiny new job. They know exactly where they're going to be 2 months out of college. Hey, Natalie, thank you so much for joining. Hey, Kermit, I see you. Thank you for joining. This is Facebook. This is Instagram. So if you see me looking here, I'm looking at Facebook. If you see me looking here, I'm looking at Instagram. Thank you so much, Naomi, for joining. Not Naomi Eustache, because she's not on the call yet. I'm talking about Naomi Blimmer. So thank you so much. See how my friends chattering sometimes. Hey, girl. And then you also have those people who are going straight to graduate school right after college. And so here's the thing. The people that, especially the people who already receive offers. Hey, Wedney, thank you for joining. Especially the people that you already see have offers for graduate school. You look at those people and say, whoa, they have it all together. They know what they're doing. They have that offer there in graduate school. But let me tell you where the lie is. Because I know you're like, where are the lies? The lies are present. I am not knocking those who go straight to graduate school after college. I get it. The opportunity looks amazing. You know, you want to further your education right after you get out of your education, you know, but the important thing to remember is it depends on what your field is. Let's say you are a business major right now, you're a cinema studies major, like someone else said, a finance major, and you have a very good idea of this is what you want to do for the rest of your life, so that you start to look into graduate programs so that you can set yourself apart. Got it. Understandable. Here is the cons, because it's important to weigh your pros and your cons when you're making a big decision. The cons of going straight to a graduate program is that after you graduate and you start applying to different jobs in your field, the employer can easily look at you and say, hey, whoa, great, you have this degree under your belt, but where's your experience? So I want the college students to think about that, because that's really important. If you do graduate from a graduate program in about 3 years, if you're about to start one now, please keep in mind that employers will be looking, you know, trying to find out where's the experience. So you want to make sure that you are making a decision that makes sense. I also know that people who are even accounting majors, maybe, it makes sense for them to go straight and get their master's in accounting, because that's what their company requires. You have the big four like Ernst & Young, Deloitte, you have PwC. They're on these campuses since you were a freshman or sophomore, coming after you saying, hey, we want you after you graduate, so we're going to prime you, we're going to get you ready so that you can start working as an accountant right after you graduate. So keep that in mind, that, you know, for certain professions, it makes a lot of sense. It makes perfect sense to go straight into and get that graduate degree. But for those who don't know what they're going to do after college, the first point I'm going to make, y'all take out your notes, because I'm going to help you secure the bag. If anyone knows me, if y'all know me, because I know most of my friends is on here, you know, because y'all be supporting. Y'all know that I secure the bag. I don't play. It doesn't matter where I am. I make sure I secure the bag. The bag might look like money. The bag might look like a connection. The bag might look like an opportunity, but that's what we're here to help you secure the bag. Point number one, take out your notes. Don't use your phone, because I don't need you scrolling through Instagram while you're watching this. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. Okay. I know you may have heard that advice from other people, but you find that most people or family members or even friends will put that pressure on you and ask you, what are you doing after college? Right? They'll ask you, what are you doing after graduation? Because we really want to know, right? Right? Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner. What's the plan? And so obviously, if you're about to graduate and you don't know what the hell you're going to do, you don't know what to say. And then you end up feeling shame and embarrassed, because growing up, I'm going to give this point to you. Growing up as children and now young adults, we are primed to tell people the answer that impresses them the most. And so if we ask a little kid, and here's the thing, I think we put so much pressure on little kids, we put so much pressure on young college students. We say, hey, you. What do you want to be when you grow up? Hold up! Hold up. I'm only 5 years old. Why are you asking me what I want to be when I grow up? And so, like, there's this huge, oh, I need some water. Oh my gosh. I need my water boy. Unfortunately, I don't have one. But, you know, we put pressure on these little kids and say, hey, I want you to start thinking about what you want to be when you grow up right now. And although it's a beautiful thing, you know, asking that questions help children or help young people to imagine what the possibilities can be. So that is amazing because you get their imagination running, you know, and that gives them an opportunity to really think deeply about what it is that they want to do. But the flip side to that is, whoa, if I give an answer that doesn't make sense, or if I give an answer that doesn't necessarily make a lot of money to them, then I'm going to look real stupid. Oh, you're an art major? Oh, you ain't gonna make no money, you know. And so that is a response that a lot of people get. And then they ask you what is that you're gonna do after college, and it really sucks when, you know, you don't necessarily have an impressive answer. But I'm gonna let you know that you don't have to have that figured out. You don't have to know exactly what you're gonna do when you step out of college. And so, due to the changing times of our society, there are even some jobs that don't necessarily fit your creativity yet, right? Guys, I literally have notes. I literally have notes for this conversation because, look, I want it to go in, y'all. I want it to go in. Due to the changing times of society, there are going to be some jobs that don't even fit. Thank you so much for joining, Stanley. Thanks so much for joining, Lynn. Hey, Murdilis, is that how I say your name? I hope I said that correctly. Due to the change of time, there are positions out there that are not even created yet. And so right now we have this frame of mind, right? We have this frame of mind that we have to choose a profession that is already out there. We have this amount of options available to us, and now we have to fit ourselves in that. Hey, thank you so much. I'm proud of you too, girl. I'm so proud of you. And so we try to fit ourselves within that. So my thinking is very, you know, I appreciate all the advice that's out there. I love reading career blogs, career websites, but I'm also going to let you know that you are going to be in places that you will create. And that is one of my mantras, that you have to have that thinking as well when you're about to graduate. You might have to create your own opportunity, right? What you want to do, let's say you're an environmental engineer, right? Maybe an internship that you want is not necessarily out there yet. So you have the power to go to people who are already in those places and say, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is my own twist. This is my own twist on it, and find that support as well, because you do have people out there who are deep in their professions who will really support you. So for those who are just joining, thank you so much for being here. I'm doing really well. It's a Monday. I'm pumped up. I love Mondays. You know, Mondays give me all the energy in the world, and to you know, getting ready to conquer the day, conquer the week, the day and the week. This is Instagram that I'm looking at. This is Facebook. You see where I'm looking, that's where I am. So we're still on point one. You don't have to have everything all figured out. And so another thing is we like to think about what is a good balance. What balance are we trying to achieve in our lives after we graduate college? Because the reality is, when you get out of university, 6 months later, for those who read the promissory note, 6 months later, Sally Mae or whoever she is going to be knocking on your door, say, hey, you need to pay back what you owe us. You know, you're going to have Sally Mae hit up your line and say, bitch, better have my money. And they're going to come to you and say, where your money at? You know, and then there's that pressure of needing to handle student loans, having to find a job that is that you think impresses people, or a job that, you know, that you think is within your path, that you think is what you need to be doing, because technically there's no job out there that you absolutely need to do, because there should be no pressure on what you want to do after you graduate. There should be no pressure on the career that you want to form yourself. If you want to form yourself, or a career that other people try to form for you. So instead of looking at, wow, I need to have this balance between trying to figure all these things out, you want to think about alignment. So someone that I truly love is Felicia Hatcher, who's Felicia Hatcher, who is the founder of Black Tech Week. One time she said, I don't know if she got this from someone else or this is what she made up. Just know that I'm giving her the credit. But pretty much, life is not about balance. Life is about alignment. So every single decision, hey, that creator shirt though, yes. So every single decision that you decide, that you make, think about, does this align? Yes. Does this align with the long-term goals that you have with yourself? Does this align with my short-term goals as well? And so you have to think about that. So if I make the decision, say, hey, you know what? I don't want to work a 9 to 5, so I'm going to hustle, right? I'm going to hustle. So I'm going to work at, let me give an example because, you know, my audience are college students here. Let's say you want to hustle and work at Forever 21. And I give that example too because I actually worked at Forever 21 for a summer when I graduated Miami-Dade and I transitioned on to UCF. I worked at Forever 21 for 3 months. Just because I knew that I would be moving over to UCF, I would be going from paying $0 in rent to paying $600 in rent when I moved over to UCF. So I decided to work at Forever 21. So let's say this is where you are. You want to hustle. You don't want to work a 9 to 5. You don't want to show up at these people's office because you don't want to be playing with them. So you're like, I'm going to start off at Forever 21, but I'm also going to be a hostess. I'm also going to be a brand ambassador because that was a hustle that I had in college. And so you decide to do these different little jobs just so you can get your hustle on, just so you can have your own time for just so you can have a monopoly over your time during the day. You don't want anyone to dominate that 9 to 5. Okay, I get it. And here's the thing, you're talking to someone who is passionate about entrepreneurship. I get it. You have to ask yourself though, does working those different hustles align with what you want to do, right? Let's say that you want to be making a certain amount of money right now because you want to save, because you probably live with mom and dad, or because you probably have your own apartment. Does that hustle align with what you want, right? Because you might find yourself all over the place. You might find that you don't have really great time management skills. So does this make sense to work these different jobs? Think about alignment, not balance, because balance is not cute. Balance is not real. Think about alignment. Does this align with my long-term goals? No? Okay, then maybe I need to hit up, right? Maybe I need to hit up a 9 to 5 job. And the thing is that is A-okay. That is all right. Being in a 9 to 5 job does not mean that you're stuck. Does not mean that you're not living out what you want to live. Hey, thank you so much for joining, Clarence. It doesn't mean that you're not living out the dream that you want to live. It just means that you're being smart about your time. You're being smart about your future. You're being smart about your money. So think about if what you want to do aligns with your long-term goals. Hey, maybe you don't know what you want to do long-term. Okay, I get it. I get it. That's absolutely fine, right? Does this align with my short-term goals? Boom, you don't have short-term goals. If you don't have short-term goals, that is a problem. I'm just letting you know that right now. So let's say you don't have short-term goals. Now ask yourself, does this align with what I want to do right now? If you are in a place where you don't know what you want to do right now, I understand. But now hear from me, Makisha Noël, it is go time. You got to figure out what it is that you want. I'm not saying figure out how you want to be successful, figure out how you want to make what is your next $1 million idea. I'm saying to figure out what it is that you want and desire, because that is a basic human feeling, that is a basic human emotion and expression to know what it is that you want, right? And whatever it is that you want, whether it be happiness, whether it be, to make, $300 a paycheck. I'm just being real because that's how much people make in college sometimes, right? Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. Think about if it aligns, right? So 2, your first job out of college might not be sexy. Okay. All right. When I was graduating, right, no one told me, because I thought I was big and bad. Nobody told me that my first job was not going to be sexy, except my dear older brother. That's why you got to thank God for older brothers. Hey, Emmanuel, thank you so much for joining. Let's say I have to thank God for older brothers. Your first job that you get out of school might not be sexy, right? Your first job after school might be working at Enterprise, because I know Enterprise are always rossing out UCF students. They always trying to get you to be like a sales manager. Or you might find yourself in a rotation program or a management program, and these are some of the options. Great to see you too, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for listening. So hey, Dina, thank you so much for joining. Right now, I'm on the second point, which is your first job out of college might not be sexy. And so this is something that my older brother told me, but I didn't believe him because I can be hard-headed sometimes. I'm like, I don't believe you. I'm going to get my first job is going to be sexy, and I'm going to be rocking out there. But I want you to understand that even though you are passionate about a specific thing, you might not find that right. You might not find that right out of college, right? And I'm not saying this at all to put you down or to be pessimistic in any way, because if you know me, I am super optimistic all the time, and I will always empower you, encourage you to do what it is that you feel passionate about, whatever your desires are. I will always push you to strive to make it happen. But I'm going to let you know that you might walk into a position that will probably not be the position that you're going to be in the next 1 year. Look at me. It might not be the position that you're going to be in the next 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years. You might find yourself in a position that you will literally be in for 3 months. And I'm just going to be that real with you. And the reason why I say that is because it is really important to think about flexibility. If you are not flexible-minded, things might be a bit harder, because especially while we're in college, things for a lot of students, things flow in a way where it's like you apply for these different positions, you apply for these different opportunities, and you get it, and it's like, you're a superstar on campus, you're a superstar in your home community, and it's like, yes, I'm doing it. And then you get out of college, and then you find yourself in a job where it's like, man, it seemed exciting at first, but now it sucks. Now you have no desire to get out of your bed and to be in those people's office. And I like to say that, be in those people's office, showing up at 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. Oh my gosh. But that is a reality. That's the way that life works. And so here's one thing that I learned when I got out of college, right? Because I was that person where I was like, I need to be in a position that I absolutely love. But what I learned is that when you are in a position that you do not love, this will be the time that your character will come out, your work ethic will come out. You discover what that is. Your natural personality and characteristics will be put to test, because technically you're in a position that you don't love, right? And so people who are in places that they don't like, you find that they're upset. You find that they, are a little lazier, or they're more lazier, or they're more lazy, just because they're in a job that they don't like. But the reality is that is a true test of your character. That's a true test of your work ethic, because you're in a place that you don't necessarily like, but you never know what possibilities or what opportunities can come out of that. So even if you're in a job that you don't like right after college, I want you to know that you can still bring it on. You can still be the best of the best if you are in a position that you don't love, right? Because let's say that a lot of you want to work for yourselves one day, or you want to grow, you want to scale the corporate ladder, right? And you understand that there are going to be some times where you are not exactly happy. There are going to be some times where you're not feeling all the passion that you felt when you first started this. So what are you going to do? Are you just going to not do the work as well? Are you going to slack off? Are you going to, think about what it is that you're going to do. So being in a job that you initially don't like will test your work ethic, your work ethic, and it will test your character, right? And so that's something that I had to learn real quick. And so people will also say, right? People also say, if you want to be a leader, you have to be a follower first, which I get, which I understand. But I think with that philosophy or with that thinking, I understand the being the follower part, but I think what's more important, as opposed to just saying being a follower, is more so of being someone that can take direction. Because although you're working for a company, or you're working for yourself, or you're working leading even a small company or a small business, at the end of the day, just because you're signing the back of the checks, you are technically still working for people, right? You are technically still working for someone. So those clients that you're serving, those clients that you are doing a service for, or selling your product to, or doing your customer service with, you are working for those people. When you get into work, although you're not clocking in, you are serving those people. You are meeting their needs. So even as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, even in a job where you have a direct supervisor or you have a direct manager, technically those are your clients. And that's how you have to think about it, especially if you're someone that is an aspiring entrepreneur, especially as someone, if you believe that you're going to be a leader one day. Understand that when you're in a position where you're not in leadership, you are still practicing leadership by learning how to take direct constructive criticism, yes, but learning how to follow direction, follow instructions, and follow orders. That's how you learn how to be a great leader. That's something that I had to learn real quick, because at first I didn't know it. I look like I know it. I look like I get it. I walked into those interviews. I walked in those interviews saying, you know what? I got this. I have the experience. When I was in undergrad, I was big and bad. I was Mrs. Cool, Mrs. I handled things. And then it's like, ooh, that boss lady that you were in undergrad, or that boss lady that you were in your community, I understand that you got it. But right now, you in my place of business. Right now, you are working in my space, and you are taking instruction from me. And so that's what I had to learn. And then I also had to learn what is it that made me happy. I had to learn that although I was going after positions that made me happy, I had to think about how things might change, right? And so before I graduated college, how do I start this off? Before I graduated college, I thought that when I graduated, I would be taking the first flight to New York City. I was like, I want to be living in New York. I want to be in this big old city, me against the world. I'm doing it. I'm making it happen. And so I was going through this process of applying with this position based in New York, based in Manhattan, actually, because I had an internship with them, a very short internship with them over the summer. And I was like, this is what's going to happen. Went through the interview process, thought I was going to get it, thought I was big and bad. It was a marketing coordinator position. Boom, I didn't get the job. Oh. All my hopes and dreams were shattered. And I literally was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And, I had to come into Jesus moment, because I have a come into Jesus moment like every other day. Hey, Gina, thank you so much for joining. I have a come into Jesus moment every other day where it's like, hold on. Let me come back to the Lord, because I thought I knew, but I didn't know, right? And so that's when I was like, you know what? I'm passionate about international economic development, because that's what I told the world. I'm passionate about social entrepreneurship. This is what I'm going to do. Hey, Yannick, thank you so much for joining. This is what I'm going to do. I applied for the Peace Corps. And so when I applied for the Peace Corps, I applied to go to Senegal to work in community economic development. Boom. I got accepted. February 23rd, 2017, I was supposed to be on a one-way flight directly to Senegal, Africa. This is why I told, hey girl, this is why I told the world. Actually, no, I don't think I put it on blast. I think I told some friends that I was going to be out there. But here's why it's weird, and here's why it's odd, and here's why you have to constantly be speaking to yourself and figuring out what it is that you want, being very aware of your feelings. Hey Jessica, thank you for joining. Being very aware of your feelings and where it is that you want to be. So I was this person that was saying that I was passionate about international economic development. So I need to be out here on these Africa streets. I need to be out here, you know, teaching these children how to read English. I need to be teaching students business skills because that's what I want to do. I want people to prosper economically. You know, I want to do my Mother Teresa, Oprah thing. I want people to be inspired. Boom. I had to change my site. I couldn't go to Senegal, Africa anymore. And I'm like, hold up. And just imagine, you know, imagine how disappointed I was. And I was like, wait a minute, this is the plan. Even my family in Haiti knew I was supposed to be moving to Africa. Like, what's going on? And then I started to realize, wait a minute, do I really want to live in Africa? And that's the thing, you know, when you would talk to people about what it is that you want to do, you know, it seems sexy. It seems like, hell yeah, go ahead and do it. Girl, you moving to Africa? Yes. But I realized, whoa, I don't think that's what I want to do. I don't think I want to be in Africa anymore. I don't know if that's where I want to dedicate the next 2 years of my life. And this is all real deal. And so I ended up having to change my site anyway. And so I changed my site to the Republic of Georgia. So I was going to be out there in Eurasia. I was going to be in Eurasia, which mixture of Europe and Asia. Yeah. I was going to be out in these Eurasian streets, working in community and economic development, right? Doing my thing, right? You know, teaching these kids English, teaching them business. You know, I was going to be out here. And then I realized that that's not what I wanted to do. So my expectations of where I would see myself in the next 2 years, right? Imagine if I kept my focus on being in that one place, of being in that one place and not adjusting at all, you know, not listening to my heart technically, because I think it's important to pray and meditate as well. You know, not focusing on what I believe God's will was for me, right? You know, imagine the lie that I would be living, just because also this is something that people were so excited to hear me say. They were excited to hear me say that I was going to be out there doing my Peace Corps thing, representing the U.S. government. Hold on, let's rewind, because I forgot about this. I forgot. So I was going to be in Africa in February 2017, representing the U.S. government as a Peace Corps volunteer with Trump as my president. Hold up. So now that I think about it, I'm actually glad I didn't end up doing all of that, because that would have been a little bit of a mess. Like I would have that wouldn't have been cute. For those who are joining and don't know what the hell I'm talking about, I'm having a chat about college and being ready to graduate. And so just expecting what's to come after you cross that stage, because sometimes, you know, it's not going to be as cute. Sometimes you don't have to have everything figured out, and that's okay. So one, you don't have to have everything figured out. Two, your first job might not be sexy. It might not be a sexy explanation of what it is that you do for a living, but that is A-okay. And also take the time to discover what makes you happy while surrounding yourself with loved ones. That is super, super important. And yes, things change all the time. That was a mixture of like a Jamaican accent, like kind of Haitian, but I need to work on that one. Things change all the time. And here's something, college students, that I really want you to think about when it comes to graduation. When it comes to hopping into a career that you believe that you want to be in, right? You have to understand that strip away the title, strip away the opportunities, strip away the network, strip away the successes, and even strip away the failures. Who are you when you take all of that off? So before you go into the real world and you decide that, hey, I need to be in this specific position, I need to be dominating this specific space, remember, what is your identity before that? Strip all of those things away and ask yourself, who are you? What is your worth? What is your value? Think about that. Think about what makes you uniquely you, and appreciate that first before a title is slapped on top of that. All right? So the 3 things that I think are really important for you to understand right before you graduate, right before you enter the real world, right before we turn up next week in Florida, is you don't have to have everything figured out right now, and be ready to embrace change. 2, you might have to start in a job that is not so sexy. And 3, take the time to discover what makes you happy while being surrounded by loved ones, because those are going to be the people that really, really push you to get to where you want to be. So I was asked this question twice. So I only have time for like 2 questions. And I'm going to answer 2 questions. You know what? I'm going to answer this question first. All right. How to secure the bag. That's what you're here for. Understanding your identity, understanding what it is that you want to be, what it is that you want to accomplish. That is one way to secure the bag. But I'm going to give you another way to secure the bag. Someone asked, I want to know how to negotiate higher salaries for entry-level positions. Okay? Okay. So let me tell you. Let me tell you how my very first job, I did not know how to negotiate salary at all. Oh my God. I walked in with some advice from my uncle. And this is not one of the crazy uncles though. This is like one of the like really driven uncles that like that really care about you. And so this man told me, let me tell you what this man said. This man told me, coming out of college, you need to be making this specific amount, right? And so this is the mindset that I went in with when in the phone screen interview, which is, I didn't understand what that was coming out of college. I got this job literally 6 months after graduation. The interviewer asked me, what is your salary requirement? And I was like, hold up, I wasn't expecting this question. And I just threw out the number that my uncle told me. At the time, my uncle told me, and I'll be transparent with you because that's what I do. That's who I am. This man told me you have to be making $40,000 coming out of college. Oh, guess who was sadly mistaken? Guess what this man told me? And so I literally gave her that one number. I didn't even ask her any other question. I gave her that one number. $40,000 is my salary requirement. That's what I said. And so, thank you, Gina. She's like, no. I just want to say no. Hey, Kiara Pops, thank you so much for joining on Facebook. This is Facebook that I'm looking at right here. And this is Instagram. So if you see me look down, I'm looking at Instagram. If you see me look here, I'm looking at Facebook. Thank you guys for being a part of this conversation with me. Because I'm sitting here all wild, talking about the college, the postgraduate experience. And right now I'm sharing how my very first job, I did not know how to negotiate salary. And so when I told this lady that I want $40,000 a year, she said, sure, way too quickly. Oh, snap. Hold on. My live video is about to end. No, yeah, okay. So it depends on who you are and what it is that you want. Guys, in about 1 minute and 45 seconds, I believe this live video is about to shut off. But I will hop back in. And so if you want to continue the conversation with me, be a part of it. And so my number one mistake was I did not ask her what was the range. So when you're in that conversation, they ask you what is your salary requirement. Get clear on what the range is before you give them any type of number. Ask them what is the range, and then you don't necessarily have to respond with the number right away. It depends on what the job is. But you can say, okay, thank you, I understand. And then say, I will get back to you. That you can easily do that. 2, if the salary range is not at where you want it, you don't have to say, I don't want that salary. You don't have to say, I don't want that salary. You can easily ask them, what are the performance metrics associated with the job that I would need so that I can get, or so that I can reach the full range of what that salary gives. So find out what are the performance metrics, and how often that is being evaluated. And 3, work your behind off. There's something called managing up where there's a way that you can work with your manager or work with your supervisor so that they know exactly how you're performing, even if you don't see them every other day, and have those opportunities so get in those conversations so that you can discuss what your performance has been and get an idea of how they feel about how you're doing. And so when you know how you're doing, that can really help you to perform a lot better. So those are ways to secure the bag. I'm going to have to log back in. Hey, okay. Actually, everyone is still on Facebook. Oh, my gosh. You're so right. All right. I'm going to have to get back in live on Instagram. Oh, my gosh. What a joke. I can't believe this. Okay, so right now I'm only on Facebook. I'm not even on Instagram. And people are going to have to log back in, which is interesting. But that's all right. So I'm gonna go over securing the bag. Hey girl, Evelyn, thank you so much. See, you real faithful. Coming right back in. Okay, what? Okay. Y'all real faithful. Thank you, because Instagram just kicked me out. I thought apparently only have a live video for 1 hour. Hold on. Okay. I don't know what I just pressed with Instagram. Hey Michelle. Okay. So to secure the bag, when it comes to negotiating your salary, when the employer asks what is your salary requirement, it is absolutely okay to ask what is the range. When you get, hey Tiffany, girl, thank you so much for joining. I didn't even see that you joined. Hey John, I didn't even see that you joined. Cool. It is okay to ask what is the range and practice that before you actually say it in an interview, to find out what performance metrics are associated with the job and what you need to do to get there so that you can actually receive the full benefits of that salary range. So find out what you need to do. And 3, make sure you're having that conversation with your supervisor or with your manager on a basis that works for both of you, so that you can check in to see how they believe that your performance is going and just to know that you are doing a great job, and that's really important. Another thing that I want you to be aware of when it comes to the workplace, and so I think the mistake that I made when I first started my job. The mistake that I made when I first started my job was that that they were thinking about my performance all the time. So I was always like, oh my gosh, not oh my gosh, but I was always like, hey, let's have a conversation. I like to check in about my work. I like to check in about this and that. But my first job out of college, I was working at a nonprofit. You know, I was sending medical doctors to Haiti on a weekly basis, which was cool. It was great. You know, it was a great cause. It was wonderful. You know, the only thing with the position was that I wish I was in a space where I got to have a lot more face-to-face interaction. And that is a very valid reason to want to transition out if the opportunity arises. Is if you feel like you want to be in a place where you can continually grow. If you feel like you're not growing and you're not learning new skills, you're not being challenged, that is okay to sit there and say, okay, maybe I need to be in a new position. Maybe I need to be in a new place. And you do that self-evaluation and you make that decision. So my mistake was believing that my supervisor was always thinking about Makisha. Oh, Makisha's always on her radar. Oh, Makisha's on her calendar. That was my mistake, thinking that. But I was working in an organization. Yes, I was working in an organization where my supervisor was in and out of the country because she was continually dealing with putting out fires in Haiti, because that's where our organization was partially based. And so because my boss, who was the direct executive director of the organization, was doing all this, she didn't have all the time in the world to sit down with me. So that's when it came to me understanding that I needed to manage myself in this position, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I need to sit here and think about what I need to get done so that I can make this organization run smoothly, because we all play a part. Right? You know, we are different parts of the body working together so that we can be a fully functioning body, right? Even if you're the pinky toe, even if you're the pinky, even if you're the thumb or the nose or the lip, you know, you play a role in making sure the body functions well. And that's how the organization was. That's what I didn't understand. I thought that it had to be about how is Makisha doing? How can Makisha excel? Absolutely wrong. So when you go into a position, you really have to think about what it is that that we are intending to accomplish here, and do your best to make it happen. That's it, period. And then when you have the opportunity, and even if you need to create that opportunity to speak with your supervisor so that they know, how you're feeling about the job, or they know how they can help you to make your job better, take the opportunity and do it and run with it. But you have to pay attention to how the company works. You have to pay attention to the relationships that exist. And this could be another conversation of the day, but definitely coming out of college, I did not understand office politics. It's just something that I really did not understand. I thought going into, they say, because this is the real world, right? Because you're about to work with a whole bunch of adults, right? But sometimes adults can be stupid. Sometimes adults can be stupid, and that is the reality. And so I thought going into the workplace that, it just made sense. Things will be clear. I would understand this and that. And then I just found myself not completely understanding. So definitely office politics is something that I did not get. That's another conversation for another day. And I want to answer another question. Someone asked, does it hurt to take a gap year? Okay. Does everyone know what a gap year is? No. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. If you know what a gap year is, can you go ahead and quickly just say that in the chat? Or just say that you don't know. That's absolutely fine if you know what a gap year is. All right. So a gap year is you taking the time. No one got it. That's fine. If you have a definition, still go ahead and post it. I'm going to say it. A gap year is deciding to take a little bit of time, a year or, a little over a year after college to do volunteer work, to do your own thing, to take a break from work and school. That is what a gap year is. And yes, someone answered taking a break before work. That is gap year. Absolutely correct. And so, where was I? Taking the gap year. Two people asked that question. My answer to you, if you should take a gap year, is it depends on you. And so, I think y'all are gonna look at me and say, "Hey, take it." Yes, absolutely do it, or no, take it. Because I'm someone over the past few years, ever since 2014, I travel out of the country at least once every year. Hey, Kermit, thank you for rejoining. I travel out of the country at least once a year. And there were a couple years where I spent time out of the country for a month at a time, which was cool. I spent a month in Africa. And then in 2014, I spent a month in France, and that was awesome. And I was studying abroad. And so, hey, thank you for joining. Hey, good to see you. It's good to see you, Wolf. And so, I can encourage you to say, hey, if you are interested in being out there in those streets, being out there volunteering, and you have the income to do it, to live abroad for a year before you start working, I would say take the risk. Absolutely take the risk, because there's so much that you can learn outside of work, technically outside of a workplace, and there's so much that you can learn outside of a school environment. If you have the income, if you have the means, let's say you don't necessarily have the income, right? If you have the grit, if you have the spirit of a hustler, then you definitely can do it. Because I have friends, I have people that move out of the country to teach English for a year or two, and they made it happen. They were successful, and that's because they had the grit and they had the determination to make it happen. If you see yourself doing it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, because you also have to think about what career you want to have, or what different places you want to find yourself in life, right? And so if you are okay with not necessarily starting a job right away, that is cool. That is cool, because that is something that you can speak to when you do apply for a job. That is an opportunity you can speak on or speak about. Wow, where's my English? Let's just say talk about. All right, there we go. That's an opportunity you can talk about when you do apply for a job, or when you do apply for grad school. You can say, I decided to take the year out of college to volunteer in India with elephants. I decided to take a year to do, let's say, Teach for America. Teach for America is technically 2 years. Or I took a year to do City Year. I took a year to volunteer in my community. And that is absolutely fine. Just as long as you are creating a strategy excuse me, just as long as you are creating a strategy for yourself, a strategy that works for you, right? I think I'm going to answer one more question, and then that will be the end of my college chat for you. Okay. How did I make the leap? Okay, someone asked me, hey, Facebook, hey, Instagram. This is Facebook that I'm looking at. This is Instagram. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of this conversation with me. I'm talking to college students about graduation, about being out of school and still holding your own, still securing the bag, still making it happen. So someone asked me, how did I decide to take the leap to move out of my parents' house? So I was born and raised in Miami. I'm of Haitian descent. I speak fluent Creole. Thank you. Y'all better not make fun of my Creole. And I lived with my parents I graduated in 2016. I went back home to live with my parents for about a year and a few months before I decided to move. So I'm currently based in Washington, D.C. I've been living here for the past 5 months. Beautiful city. I currently work at Georgetown University. So this is actually a university I wanted to attend going out of Miami-Dade College, but it didn't happen. And so that's why it was so important to be flexible in your thinking and to, be adjustable, because things are not going to happen the way that you want them to happen all the time. And so I took the leap to move because I made a calculated risk. At the time, I didn't know it was a calculated risk, right? So my first full-time job out of college, for some reason, I just got smart. I don't know. For some reason, I was like, look, I need to be wealthy one day. I need to be making my money, honey, and not just for the sake of money, but for the sake of building a foundation for myself and my future children. Hey, my roommate just joined the chat. I see you, girl. My roommate just joined the chat in another room. Girl, I'm such a mess. I need to clean the kitchen. Anyway. Where was I? See, you threw me off. Anna, you threw me off. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. I'm so hot. Y'all, I have the AC on because just because DC don't know what season to be in. So I have the AC turned on blast and I'm just hot up in here. So what was I saying? Build them up. Thank you. See your point, Didier. Thank you. So I know that I want to build wealth. I know that I want to build wealth and to be successful, and whatnot. And so I felt that Miami was not providing me the atmosphere that I needed to grow in the way that I wanted to grow. And so I wanted to be in a city that had a bigger hub where I can meet other diverse professionals, although Miami is a diverse city. But I also thought that I wanted to be closer to government. And so yes, I did move to DC while Trump was in office. Yeah, I didn't reevaluate that one. But I knew that there was something out here that I really wanted, and I took the time to think about, what do I want my future to hold? What do I want my story to be? And so I'm going to start living out the story that I want to tell 2, 3, 5 years from now, right? I wanted to say that, not just that I wanted to say, but I knew that that's what was within me, was that I'm a risk taker. And so I wanted to make it happen regardless of what my circumstances was. So I got smart when I started that full-time job. And I decided that, one, I'm going to pay down all my credit cards. So I had 3 credit cards at the time. And so I brought all of them down to 0 balance. And also because I was living with my parents, laugh if you want, ha-ha, kiki, but I'm ha-ha and kiki while I'm saving money. So I was literally saving bank while I was living with my parents. And so I had several $1,000s saved. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to go. It was Hurricane Irma. I was legit out here in Hurricane Irma booking a flight to DC. And that's also because I wanted to transition the living room project. I wanted to expand the living room project to DC, which is a project that I started in 2015. And so I said I was going to have it the weekend of October 28, 2017. And so 3 weeks up to that time that I was about to leave, I was like, So right now I only have a one-way flight. I need to buy my return flight from DC or New York. I'm not sure, because I know that I wanted to make things shake and pop in New York before I came back down to South Florida. And then I decided, I think I'm gonna stay over there. And so literally 3 weeks before my flight, I told my parents, we had a family meeting, and I told my parents, I'm moving to DC. I didn't ask them. I didn't say, hey, what do you think? What do you think I should do? No, I told my parents I was moving to DC because I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I also know that I am a hustler. Like, I'm a hustler, babe. I don't know the lyrics, but I just know that I'm a hustler, and I was going to make it happen. So that's why I took the risk. I moved. I only had about 2 months worth of rent. I literally found a roommate a week before I moved to DC. A week. So I had my flight. I started packing my bags. And a week before I moved, I found a roommate on Facebook. So don't underestimate Facebook. For all those people that's hating on Facebook, stop hating, because that's where you can find future roommates. And so with that, I moved to DC. I also moved without a job, which is like, do I recommend you move to a new city without a job prospect? It depends on what kind of person you are. It depends on if you can handle it. But I took the risk to move here without a job prospect. And now I have a job. Now I have an income. Now I'm making it happen. I'm moving, shaking, and breathing out here. If you want to move to DC, I got some tips for you if you want to survive. But I pretty much built up the courage to move just because I knew that I was seeking something greater in life and I had to make it happen. So with that, I'm going to end this college chat. I want to thank every single person for being here. Thank you for bearing with me with my Instagram turning off because I didn't know you can only record it. You can only go live for an hour at a time. And I also meant for this chat to only be 1 hour. And now we are at 1 hour and 17 minutes. That is a long time. But I'm going to sign off now, but I appreciate y'all being a part of this. If y'all want to see me, if y'all want me to have a part 2 of this college chat, just let me know, But at the end of the day, just know that I'm here for you, for all the students that are about to graduate. Trust me, I completely understand the worry and the uncertainty that you might feel. I understand that it may be hard, that you are about to go out there and people are going to ask you, what are you doing after you graduate? People are going to ask you, what are your plans? And it is going to be the scariest thing to share with them what is that you're going to want to do. But you have to remember that you have to make a decision for yourself. Make that decision for yourself. Figure out what it is that you want. And also, not even just that, I want you to know that I am a resource for you. So most of the people here, you already know me, which is great. Feel free to send me a message. Feel free to send me an email. I'm so willing to help out with, you actually might have to pay me to redo your resume, but I don't mind, taking a look and helping you out, taking a look at your LinkedIn to help you set yourself apart and, to grab onto different opportunities. But one thing I will always say, if you don't see the opportunity that is out there for you, if there's not already an opportunity that exists that fit you, create your own opportunity. Right? Do you hear me? Instagram? Do you hear me? Facebook? If you see an opportunity out there, if you don't see an opportunity out there that fits you, create your own opportunity. We live in a world where you can be a polymath. We live in this world where you can be a multi-hyphenate, like Issa Rae likes to say. Whatever your different skills are, you can combine those to do something that is truly innovative. You can do something that's powerful. You can do something that's impactful. But at the end of the day, you are doing it because that is what you want. That is what you care about. That's what you want to give out to the world. And I'm going to push you to continue to do your best because I believe that you can do it. I really believe. Please understand this. I truly believe that you can do what it is that you want to do because there's no one else. There's no one else on this earth that is like you. You are uniquely you. There are special experiences and skills that you have that no one else possesses. So what are you going to do with those skills that you have? Please think about it. Take the time, figure it out. Don't be in a rush, because you don't live on this world for other people. Don't be in a rush. Make it happen. Thank you for joining me. Holla at me. Follow me on Instagram. Follow my public page on Facebook. I love you all. Have a good night, and thank you for joining my college chat. Bye-bye. You gotta be nice for what? See, that's when the music is supposed to come on, and there's no music. Okay, bye, guys. There's no music. Okay.